Good morning and welcome to today's
Morning,
class,
sir.
right? And we'll continue from where we stopped. I think on the last class, we were able to teach ourselves the theoretical aspect of the UI UX. What are those processes involved in getting a good UX, a good UI? And that is very, very important also. This time around, we'll be moving straight to introduction to Figma itself. And that is majorly the UI aspect of the design because and that is what people see. That is what people really enjoy
Yes, sir.
shape when it comes to your designs, right? Are we together? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, sir.
Okay, fine. So So we've been able to create a new page. I'm sure you also we've been able to create a new page just the way I did earlier.
Yes,
And this
sir.
is where we are at the moment. I'm sure we're on the same page at the moment. So like I said it's important. The first thing we need to do here before you even start working on this is to have a wireframe, right? But of course, we will still treat wireframing as time goes on, right? But this class is just brief introduction to Figma. How do we use some tools? How do we navigate some tools? And how do we combine tools together, combine plugins together, and see how best we can use Figma, right? But of course, for us to start a project, we must have an idea of what we really want to build. So that is why it's important for you as a UI UX designer also be part of the initialization meeting. So in project management, there is this particular phase called the initialization phase, right? Even before the meeting starts, there is this phase called initialization stage. Initialization stage, that is where you all have to listen to the charter. Charter is a document that is owned by the project owner, the major stakeholder, the financier of that particular project. So the person that owns that particular charter, he hands over that charter to the team lead, the project manager, or anybody that is involved in that particular project. So that's why you are also very important and important stakeholder in that meeting. So you understand what they are trying to build. You understand why they need to build it. You understand the motive and the goal of the project, right? Towards the company and towards the user that will really want to use. So that gives you an idea of what you really need to build, gives you an idea of the color combination we want to use, gives you an idea of how you need to place some CTA, right? CTA means call to action buttons, right? CTA buttons, they are call to action buttons. So where do I need to place my CTA? Where do I need to place so many things? You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So all those call to action, the click button, the tap to pay button, all those things, gives you an idea of, okay, do we really need this? Do we really need to combine some processes together to become one? So those are things that we really want to do. We will also do during the course. But today's class is just basically on how to use Figma and how to introduce ourselves to the tools inside the Figma, right? So the first thing I said we'll also do here is looking at your left side of the screen, right? We have the the logo, the Figma logo there, which is the file. So we can say, file when you have a Corel Draw, your Microsoft Office and the likes, right? So
Yes, sir.
I can name these a general file settings, like the ribbons in Microsoft Office too, right? So we've got the file, the edit, anything you really want to work here, we can always check it here, right? But of course, at the same time, all these things we've got here, we can as well access them here. Can access many of them here too, right? So many of time I might not be coming here often, right? I might not be coming here often, right? So I'm just trying to show you that we can as well see some things that you really need. For example, if you want to have a new design file, want to have a Fig Jam. There is this new project called a Fig Jam, right? Fig Jam basically is an entire project. It's an entire project on its own, an entire app on its own, right? That is being used not for UI, but for UX. So here we can always see the interactions of if you really want to like interact, have the UX aspect of your particular project, trying as much as possible to let your major stakeholder see how it will work. Do you understand what I'm
Oh,
saying?
okay.
Once you've
Yes,
you've
sir.
finished your design, we're now trying to explain and tell them this is how this will work. So once they click login, maybe you are trying to create a fintech app, and when they click on login, this is where it will go to. When they put in invalid username and password, this is what it will show. No, this is not design. This is not coding, right? It is purely design. But you are
Yes,
trying to
sir.
mimic, right? Trying to mimic that particular app the way it should work, right? So once they click on login, it will take them to a new file. From this particular file, when the person log in, send money. If the money is this is what it will happen. It is if the money is not this is what it will happen. No, all those processes will be done perfectly well, and that is what Fig Jam has really come to help us solve that particular problem. So we won't be imagining what will happen. We won't just be saying this is what will happen. So you as a designer can also show us what will happen during the course of the design. Do you understand the whole project now, right? So we can have this. So this is where we can always get it done. Can have a slide deck, sketch file. You know, this sketch file talks about trying to like do a wireframing, right? Hope you can hear me.
Ye- Yes, I can hear you, sir.
Fine. So let's move straight up. So after you might have gone through all this, you can also come here and play around it, right? Just come and play around it and see how it works, right? So after you might have done that, then the next thing is just for us to change this. If you don't change this, it means we
Mm,
have so many untitled projects in our file. This is a team project now, right? So we now have so many
sure.
untitled projects in this particular area, and
Okay.
that is not good for us. It's not good for us. So I think it's important for us to keep naming different projects that we are having. So it's important for you to name it. So this particular project is a project that we are building for so app, right? So we can say a fintech app, we can say an e-commerce app, we can say I think you have a business name, right? What's the business name?
DM concept.
DM concept app, right? So yeah, you can use DM concept app. Me, I'll use my own business name, Nakelgreen app, right? So that's
Okay.
so once you do that, press enter. Automatically it changes. You can see it changes here from the untitled that we have. We now have what? A Nakelgreen app automatically. So automatically we've been able to name that file, right? To be a what? A Nakelgreen app. So the next thing we need to do is come back to this file area. This file area shows everything that we need to know. So we have pages. All right, we have page one. Page one is talking about the home page. So we can name this page one as home page. So on every website or app or mobile app. So for every page, for every link, or for every new, I think the best thing to use now is page though, right? For every page that you move to, we need to create that page that we really want to see, right? So most of the time, we are always used to the home page, right? We're also used to the home page. So we would, because the first page is always the home page, right? Followed by, if you are
Okay.
designing, depending on what you are designing though, right? So the first page might not be a home page in mobile app. It might be something else, a login screen. Abi, right? Depending on what you are
Okay.
designing. If it
Yes.
is a web, yeah, we want to say, okay, your first page should be an home page. From the home page, you should have where we can click login, and from login, you go straight to something else and the like. So those are things that will happen in that particular area. But yeah, this is where we create so many pages. So if you want to create another page, you can just come here and click on this additional add new page, right? So I can as well also name this as home page, right? I can just say this home, right? So I can create another page if I'm
Okay.
trying to build a web app, right? So I can say another page about us. Remember, I'm sure you must have done a bit of my HTML, CSS,
Mm,
right? So you can create another page called anyone give me contact us, Abby,
about.
right? So
Yes, sir.
need more pages, blah, 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 blah. So because it's free, so we can't do more than 3 pages, you can see. can design 3 pages per Figma, 3 Figma
Yes, sir.
design per and 3 Figjam files, one project, right? So because we are
One
free, so
project.
if we are to be
Wow.
you alone, we can do as many page as possible because we are just trying to work as a team. That is why it's giving us that limited version. But if it were to be me, as in me alone, without working with a team, I can as well
Yes, sir.
do as many page as possible. Are you following me? Are you with me?
Yes, sir. I'm following you, sir.
Yeah, so
Yes, sir.
because I want us to have a concise project where we can always go fall back and see what you've done. So me, if I give you an assignment, there is no point you submitting the assignment to me. I will just log on to
See.
our team project, and check what you've done. Are you following what I'm saying?
Okay.
So there is no point me
Yes, I
waiting
am.
for you to send me a link or waiting for you to send me something. I will just log on, check. Have you submitted? Have you done it? If it's yes, I will check and I will grade it. If it is no, I will just be looking. I won't say anything because you don't need to submit anything. And that's the essence of this teamwork. Yeah. So we've been able to, you can see all this working perfectly
Yeah.
well. So for every page, right? For every page, we have layers. Layers are different things that we have on the pages. So we can call that layers as also components of that page. So in that page, we have the headers, we have the footers. Can you hear me? Are you there? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
So we've got the
I'm
header.
there, sir. Can you hear you, sir?
So we've got the header, we've got the footer, we've got the body. So inside the body of the whole page, yeah, I'm sure you already understand HTML. You know, we have the body tag, you have the head tag, the title tag, the footer tag. I think HTML5 has header tag. Yes,
Yeah.
it has header tag. We have the
Yes, it
body tag.
is.
Inside the body tag, we have so many tags: the P tag, the anchor tag,
Yes.
the element tag,
The
so many
other
tags, right? So many tags. But that same thing also happens here. So inside here, this is the layer that we're going to work with, right? So because I'm working with O, so the first thing I need to do right now is to check for frame. What is frame? Frame is just like a Canva. Do you know what
part.
Canva is, right? I'm sure you're good at English now. Elebo. Elebo okpere.
Oh, what a canvas is, right?
Yeah, I'm sure you know Canva. So,
Oh,
yeah, no, I'm sure you know what Canva
yeah,
is, right?
canvas, right?
Yeah.
I think I do,
So, what, yeah,
but I
what
don't
is
know how
it?
to explain it.
Yeah,
Because
what
we
is it?
use it in we color draw like a pre-made. How do I put it?
Canva is
I
just
don't
like
know,
the
but
area where you design. That your
yes,
area,
yes.
that the section that you are designing. That you can design
Mm-hmm.
outside that particular box.
Upside
That
it.
box that you
Yeah.
are designing is called Canva. Inside that box, so inside the box, so we are going to show us that particular canvas. So here, Figma has been able to sectionalize every other thing that we really want to do. Very, very important, right? So, and how do I get the frame, right? The frame is going to be this hashtag. So once I click this hashtag, I press
Okay.
F on my computer. If you check your right hand side of the screen, you'll see things changes. You now see so many things. You now see design. Inside the design, we have frame, right? So this frame talks about we have the
Yes, sir.
phone. So it means if you are designing a mobile app, right? If you are designing
Okay.
a mobile app, right? So it means this is what you are going to use, right? So it means that the design you can do right now, because Bayi Basheyi and Bayi, right? I will be using Yoruba small small. So you can see we
No
will be
problem, sir.
designing mobile app for what's it called now? For iPhone 8, right? So it means you're starting from iPhone SE to iPhone 13 mini, depending on what you are doing. But of course, all your design must be responsive, right? What do I mean by responsiveness? Responsiveness really means that no matter the app that you are going to use, your app should be able to fit in. So which means you need to design app for different frames.
screens, right? Okay,
Yeah,
different frames.
yes, which you are going to do. So, for example, if we now want to, we now have iPhone, we have Android phones. So, how do we now just oppose the two? It now depends on what you're doing. If your company or your employer or the company you're working with tells you that they want to have a different design for Android and a different design for iPhone. So it means
iPhone.
that you're going to have two
Okay.
different designs using two different screens. Are you following me? For example, a
Okay.
very good example is
Yes,
WhatsApp.
sir.
The WhatsApp on Android is quite different from the WhatsApp on iPhone, except
iPhone.
for a
Okay.
few months ago where they tried as much as possible to change, but they did not change it completely.
Okay.
You observe that, right? You observe it though, too, right?
No, I don't know. I know it's an iPhone.
Okay, so for iPhone, there is a way they designed the WhatsApp for iPhone, though. I'm sure you must have seen that. About the agency, right? Get it. I say about more. So there is a way they designed the WhatsApp for iPhone, though, right? And yeah, and for iPhone, say WhatsApp for Android also has a pattern in which they design it, which means your UI UX designer did different work on both apps, right? So for iPhone, this is it,
Okay.
and for WhatsApp, this is how it's going to work. Are you getting what I'm saying? Right. Well, except for
Yes, sir.
recently when they did their recent upgrade, right? They were able to match both end, but at the same time, there were still differences. There were differences, which I think it's always good. I think it's good because they can easily separate what is happening. So it means they were doing that because they've got numbers from different apps. So they've got over 10 million users on Kilongbe on Android. And
An
they've got
Android.
over 10 million users on iPhone. So they can
Mhm.
easily tweak and do whatever thing they want to do. But most of the time, most apps that I know have the same app. When it comes to mobile app, it's one app for both Android and iPhone.
iPhone.
So it's important for you to just pick one and try working on one, right? So that is for phones frame,
Okay.
so which we can always see, right? So let's go and check. If I click on iPhone 14 and 15 Pro or 14 and 15 Pro Max, you see the size is going to be changing. So you can see this chart, the size, very long,
Yes.
right? Very long.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, you can easily what's your zoom in and zoom out. So I can easily
Okay.
zoom in and zoom out. So the size, you can see the size is 430 by 932. How do I zoom in? And this is
Three.
where to zoom in and zoom out. But I can also zoom in and zoom out from my keyboard. So once you just press, are you using a mouse? Like external mouse?
No, I'm using. Okay. No, I'm
You're
not,
using the
but
mouse
I
pad,
can.
right? You're using the mouse pad, right?
Yes, sir. A mouse pad. Yes, sir.
Okay, you have your mouse pad, right? You're using the mouse pad. I mean the mouse pad on your laptop.
Your laptop. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
so the way I did this, what I did right now, I did not come here. I can as well come here and zoom in, zoom out. You can see, I did not do this. So what I did is I just came here, I hold down my control key, and I place my two fingers on that pad. Two fingers, the index finger and the middle finger, I think. Yeah, you can use the index finger and the middle finger. Then you can now scroll down with this two finger. Once you scroll down, you are zooming in, you are zooming out, right? Right. So once you scroll up, you are zooming in, right? So I think it's important to know that, right? So once you zoom in,
Mm.
you are zooming in, that means everything is coming up, right? So once you hold down your control key and your two fingers on your mouse pad, right? And you scroll up. If you scroll up, it means you are zooming out. If you scroll down, it means you are
Okay.
zooming in. So if you are using an external mouse, right? So what I will just do is just plug in, then hold down your control key and keep rolling. You know that thing between the left click and right click? That ball.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, once you just roll the ball, yeah, that is very easy. Very, very
Looks
easy. So
like.
that's how to zoom in and zoom out. Yeah. And this is one side. You
Got it.
can see this is one size, right? For iPhone 15 and 16. I can as well
Yes,
come
sir.
back here. I can as well come back here. Check another one. Use perhaps come back and do Android medium or Android compact, either. So you can see this is Android compact. This is like a tab, right?
Oh,
So I
yeah.
don't need it. So I can come back and do another one. Let me just use this. This is Android compact, right? So this is trying as much as well to design a new app, right? For an Android phone. So I can have this. This is a different frame. I can also come and have another frame. So perhaps I'm designing for tablets. You can see I'm designing for tablet. I will just come here, click on mini tablets. You will see, you can see. So, and
Oh,
so many things here is possible. So many things, yeah. So many things are possible here to work with, right? And so I can, let me just zoom out, just zoom out and place it up and come back here. So I'm just trying to show you what you can do. You can design for watch. You know all this iWatch.
I watch. Yes.
Yeah, you can design app for
Smartwatch.
watch, right? You can design app, you can
Oh,
design for presentation slides. So for desktop, which we are used to, right? Our desktop.
yes,
So what you have on your screen, this is the size of this desktop you have on your screen. You understand what I'm saying? So which means if
yes,
you really
sir.
want to design a mobile responsive app or a responsive app generally for web, for mobile, for tablet and everything, you will now have different design for different frames. Are you getting what
Friends.
I'm saying?
Wow.
So this is what,
Yes,
after you might have done, this is what you now export and give to the front end developer.
sir.
So this is what the front end developer will now work on to now convert everything to HTML, CSS, JavaScript using perhaps React, Vue, Angular. If he's going to use any framework though, right? Yeah, the framework will not exit either React, Vue, Angular, right? So either of those works. We've got so many other frameworks that can work for front end, but that is the most popular
Yes.
ones. And for guys using mobile, yeah, they want to use React Flutter. There's this
Okay.
particular one called Flutter. You've heard about Flutter before, right? Not Flutter Wave,
Yeah.
Flutter.
Okay, Flutter.
Designing mobile app.
I think it's Flutter Wave I have.
Okay, Flutter is used to designing mobile app. Very, 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 very interesting. It's a game changer designed by Google. Google owns it, and it's a game changer in the mobile world right now. Almost 60 to 70% of mobile apps are being designed with Flutter these days, right? Very, very important.
Wow.
Very, very good. Yeah. Yeah. So back to UI UX, not to programming. So so I think we've been able to treat frames. We understand what frames is right now. We can see that on the home page, this is what we can see. So, like what I was saying earlier, we can see on this layer because this is the home page layer, right? So we can see we've got
Yes, sir.
desktop, we've got the mini icon 3, we've got the rectangular shape. I don't know where this comes in, but of course,
Okay.
I can easily understand where it comes in because I will really get it down, right? So here we've got Android, we've
Android
got
compact.
you're now
iPhone
depends on what we
14.
want to design right now. So if you are trying to design the desktop, so I can just come here and delete all this one for now. Delete this, create this,
Okay.
and bring this here. So I can now, yeah, I can either increase the height. You know, the width is constant because I'm talking about the desktop, my desktop design. I want to do a desktop design. So if what I'm doing is small, right? If the height is small, right, I can as well increase the height. Very, very important. I can
Uh,
increase it from here. So there are different ways of increasing it, the height. There are different ways of increasing the height. So if you click, you can see this arrow. Can you see my cursor here? Can you see the way it is?
yes, sir.
If I
Yes,
drag
sir.
down, you will see that that will really give me a really good number, right? So I can just come here, that's reducing height. I can increase the height, and I can come here also and drag down. I think this is very important. This is
Okay.
what's it called? Faster.
Is that
This is
okay?
faster, right? So it means that those scrolling down, what this is telling us is there is no limit to the height of your desktop homepage, right? So for example,
Yeah.
this is what I have here, right? But I can also have something that is very, very longer, right? So let me quickly go to another website. Let me see. Let me quickly go to another website. If this will go as soon as possible. Wow. So what's the issue here? Hmm. Okay. Trying to see if I can. I'm trying to. Okay, let me use this. At least I'm trying to show you. This is just plain, just the way it is. We can design this exact way it is right now. All right. We can try as much as possible to see how we can design this the way it is at the moment, right? So if this is what we want to design, I think this is very easy, very simple, right? So we can see how best to do this and see how we can go about doing it. But I'm just trying to show you a particular website that has a screen that we can easily be scrolling down, scrolling up, and see how things work better. I don't know what is wrong. Can you hear me? I mean, is my internet not working? Hello, can you hear me?
This Google page, right, sir?
I'm just trying to show you. I'm just trying to show you